Hi, this is Helena, and you're listening to Sohan and Marni.
We're here with Helena now. You played earlier today. How was it?
It was actually crazy. Like, before I got on, I was like, this is all good. I'm going to be playing to the roadies and about 10 people, like, on at 11 a.m. But that's fine. I'm just happy to be here. And literally after, like, 10 minutes, I looked up and, like, it was just people as far as I could see.
Yeah.
They were going nuts. It was crazy. I think it's because the room was air-conned as well, and because it's so hot today, everyone just flocked to the boiler room. So I'm pretty pleased. It was a really sick set. It was good.
That's awesome. Yeah, it definitely helps when there's AC as well, so your fans can actually enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
Not worry about passing out.
Yes, definitely.
Now, you've played at other festivals as well, like Future and Stereosonic, but what is it about Big Day Out that's a bit different and that you might like?
It's just kind of a different vibe here. It's a lot more relaxed, I think. It's kind of a lot more sort of like cruisy, a bit more easygoing. Stereosonic and all the other festivals, as amazing as they are, they seem to be a lot more intense and a lot sort of more hectic, whereas everyone here, it's a lot more about, you know, like actually enjoying the whole vibe of the day and, you know, like hanging out and socializing and everything. It's definitely a different vibe at Big Day Out to other festivals that I've been to.
What is your go-to party starter song?
Go-to party start song. Let me think. Well, I've got a few sort of like favorites, but it just depends kind of really what time I'm playing. Obviously, because I was playing earlier on today, I was very conscious not to play too hard and not to play too obvious, because the last thing you want to do at 11 a.m. is hear every banger, you know, like being cranked out in 40-degree heat. So, I mean, today, I was playing sort of like different things like today my sort of party song was like a remix of you know, like the 212 kind of Lazy J and Azealia Banks, you know, kind of remix dropped with Who and kind of stuff like that. That's sort of a bit more bouncy, but mixed with, you know, definite sort of vocals that they'd know.
Now, you started off in music by playing the cello and piano. How was the move from the classic instruments to DJing?
I guess it wasn't really so much a move, like, you know, a conscious move from sort of one to the other, but you know, obviously, you know, I was very young when I was playing the cello and piano, and you don't picture then that that's going to be like aiding you in some way later on in life. But I guess, you know, it's just been in me. You know, the sort of, you know, music has always, you know, been through me, and especially now with production, you know, like writing stuff, you know, to have started in music so young is definitely an advantage. You know, when you're writing chords or most of the time I'm actually mixing key, because, you know, when you've tuned your ear into music, you know, and you know when stuff's out of key or stuff like that, it's like nails down a chalkboard. Whereas if you kind of go more on the technical side of DJing as opposed to sort of feeling it, I guess, you know, you're not really going to pick up on things like that.
Now, you mentioned on Twitter that you just got back a hot vocal for an original track that you're working on. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, you're sneaky spying on Twitter. Yes, basically it's one of my originals in the works, and yeah, I mean the backing track, you know, I've been obviously sent it around trying to get a few different vocals, and you get a few back, and sometimes, you know, you get them back and they're good, but you're just not like super buzzing off it. But yeah, I got a vocal back and I was like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah.
When you kind of get that feeling when you wake up the next day and the track's in your head and you can remember it, that's when you know that you're onto something good. And I got a vocal back that I was singing all day and woke up the next day with it basically bang in my head. So that's when you start to get excited about a vocal.
And when can we hear it?
Well, hopefully soon. I mean, the track is probably 80% there. So,
cool.
Yeah, it just really depends. You know, hopefully at a 80% finished track, hopefully I should be able to get it out within a few months.
Perfect.
Now, on Facebook, you posted up a photo that said, rules are meant to be broken. What music rules do you think are meant to be broken?
Music rules, pretty much that, you know, that you have to stick to this like genre box, you know, that people say, oh, you know, I just play tech house or I just play progressive, and I don't think these days you can be so, you know, square with how you're playing. And, you know, when I go out, you know, and I see a crowd, I look at the crowd, and, you know, my music genres can bounce between tech house, big room house, progressive electro. I mean, personally, I go with, the crowd and what I'm feeling, and, there's, DJs that are so sort of particular that, I'll only play this, not only play that. I think they're really sort of like losing out on, a lot of really, really good tracks, and, just to sort of genre hop a bit and just to, keep it interesting and to break the rules musically like that.